Hey guys, it's Random Chaos. Welcome to another What's Going On in the NFL World. This is part number three, or the third version, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to be talking about what's going on in the NFL, what my predictions are for some players that are not signed. So let's get it going, and hope you're having a wonderful day. So the number one is where will Colin Kaepernick end up if he is signed by a team? Here are some of the predictions of teams that might be looking into getting him. Number one, the Jets, the Browns, the Panthers, the Bills, the Saints, the Ravens, the Broncos, the Texans, and the Saints. And the Seahawks. I already said the Saints. Now, of all these teams that I just named out, there's only three teams that come to mind in my mind that will possibly want Kaepernick. Now, we all know that Kaepernick is horrible in the pocket. He can't throw at all. He can only throw on the run, or if he doesn't throw in the run, he runs. There's no denying that he has a strong throw. Okay, he has a really strong throw. He has a really big arm, but he's inaccurate. So that's going to be one of the biggest problems, aside from him, from what he did last year, not standing up during the national anthem. That's going to be hard for teams to get him into, even to sign him or something. But either way, there's only three teams that I think will make a move for him, and it's the number one. I'm gonna go backwards from 3 to 1. So number 13 that I think will possibly end up getting him is the Broncos. I think the Broncos are just too much in a they're too much in a hole for quarterback. They got Paxton Lynch, they got Trevor Siemian, and they got now rookie, I think, is it Chad Kelly or what? I can't remember his name. So I think they're gonna be a third team if Kaepernick ends up getting signed. The number 2 team is the Texans. The reason I say the Texans is they can't rely on Deshaun Watson just yet. They can't put their full expectations on him, and then they can't also put their full expectation on Tom Savage. Now, there was times where Tom Savage shined a little bit in some of the games last year, but I still think that he's just not the player to go with right now, and not even Deshaun Watson. You got to let Deshaun Watson, develop right. So I think Colin Kaepernick would make a great starting quarterback for this team, especially because of the receivers that are there. You got what's his name? I always forget his name. DeAndre Hopkins. You got Will Fuller. You got Braxton Miller. He's got all those receivers that are would hopefully fit good with Kaepernick being there. So I think, he would be a good fit or a decent fit for the Texans. And my number one pick would be the Jets. As we all know, the Jets have the biggest problem at quarterback besides the Broncos and Texans. The Jets do not have a starting quarterback. Fitzpatrick, come on, let's not even think about that guy. He's probably going to get released during the preseason or after preseason or waived or whatever. They have Hackenberg, and they also have Bryce Petty. I personally think Bryce Petty should start. I think Bryce Petty has been doing a decent job for them. Maybe not the best record, but he's been better throughout all the other two quarterbacks that were there. So I think, in my mind, Bryce Petty should start. But let's just say the Jets end up getting Colin Kaepernick. I think that it would be an okay deal with the Jets picking up Kaepernick, but I just think that the Jets are just too. They're not willing to get Kaepernick. They're not willing to do it because of his off-field stuff, so they won't get him. But they do. He'll make a decent pick there, I guess. The next thing is, will Darrelle Revis land with an NFL team in 2017? And if so, what team will he end up being at? Here are some teams that are in need of a cornerback, just for depth. The Bills, the Browns, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bengals, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Lions, the Texans, the Colts, the Rams, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. Now you're sitting there and you're like, what are you talking about? The Cowboys don't need one. They may not need one right now, because you gotta remember this. They lost Morris Claiborne, and they lost what's his name? I forgot who they lost. I forgot. I think it was one of the cornerbacks. I forgot his name. Brandon Carr, I think his name is, or something like that. I don't know. Either way, so of all the teams I named off, I chose 5 teams that are potential candidates for Darrelle Revis. Let's start with backwards again. The number 5 team in my mind would be the Colts. Now you're saying why the Colts? Well, although the Colts did select Quincy Wilson, which in my mind is possibly one of the best cornerbacks available in the 2017 NFL Draft, I believe that the Colts still need help there. Okay, yes, we all know that the new general manager is trying to aim for younger talent, but we all know that there just needs to be that one guy that's, leads the DB division in that team. I believe that Darrelle Revis would fit in. Now, yes, they do have what's his name? I always forget his name. That one cornerback that they got. No, it's not Vernon Davis. That's the older brother. Either way, I forgot his name. Something Davis. Vontae Davis. There we go. They do got Vontae Davis. And I just feel like Vontae Davis just needs a little bit of help. I feel like, start Quincy Wilson at the nickel and dime, let him develop a little bit, and then next he's going to try to, start Quincy Wilson. So yeah, that's my fifth team that I believe that Darrelle Revis should go to. The fourth team, I believe the fourth team would be the Bears. The Bears are in need of a corner. They don't have any help there. I mean, Kyle Fuller, to me, in my mind, is a bust. He only played decent his first year, and then after that, he's done nothing at all. And I'm so glad that the Chargers did not get Kyle Fuller, because I remember when there was talks about us getting Kyle Fuller. I'm so glad we chose Jason Verrett. And I'm not trying to say Jason Verrett is better than Kyle Fuller. It's just, Jason Verrett has 5 picks compared to Fuller's 2. So, either way, so yeah, that would be the Bears. The third team in my mind would be I think the third team would be the Rams. I think the Rams should try to invest in another corner, someone that can give him that, that help in these outside. Because I think they have what's his name? They franchise tagged that one corner. I forgot his name. They franchise tagged him, and then they got another. They kept. I forgot his name, but he wore number 20. Either way, so I think that he would make a good pick for them in the Rams. So the second team in my mind would be the 49ers. The 49ers had a really, really bad cornerback division. They truly suck. They don't have a reliable corner. They got a bunch of young guys. I'm not sure if I think they let go of what's his name. Oh my God, Tremaine Brock. I'm not sure if they kept him, but Tremaine Brock sucked too. So they need a corner. I think they should have drafted a corner in the draft instead of another defensive end in Solomon Thomas. So yeah. At number 1, of course, we all know they have the worst, in my mind, division in all the NFL for corners, and that's the Eagles. The Eagles need a lot of help. I can't even begin to tell you how much they need help in the cornerback position. And they lost Bradley Fletcher. They lost that one other guy. What's his name? Oh my god, I forgot his name. I don't know, he was fucking old too. Either way, they lost him, and I feel like Darrelle Revis would just be a good fit for the Eagles, especially because, well, the Eagles have one of the oldest teams. So, I mean, shit. The Eagles need a cornerback, and who better to get than Darrelle Revis? I mean, I know that his game's been off for a while, but the man can still play. I mean, there's worse cornerbacks than him. So, anyway, that's the Darrelle Revis thing. So yeah. Next, who will win the Denver Broncos' quarterback battle? Will it be Simeon, Paxton Lynch, or Chad Kelly, or maybe even Kaepernick? I think in my prediction, I believe that Paxton Lynch will end up being the starting quarterback this season, only because he's number one, he's tall as hell. He's like 6'7". Number two, for a tall guy, he runs pretty quick. And number three, he has a strong arm, a really, really strong arm. So I believe that he will end up being the starter this season, and he'll develop really, really quickly if he starts the season. I think by his third season, he's gonna have it down. So that sucks for the Chargers, because we're gonna need to cover that motherfucker good. Either way, next will be will Anquan Boldin sign with an NFL team in 2017? I say yes. He will get a team, and whoever signs him will have to pay him under a 2-year contract for at least $13.5 million with $8 million guaranteed. Reason why is the man can still play. He has some of the strongest hands still in the NFL. He's up there in age, but he can still catch. He's not the fastest receiver, but he can catch. Has strong arms, strong hands. He'll be there. He'll be there if you need him to catch it. And I think Matthew Stafford is going to miss him, because I just don't see why the Lions would let go of Anquan Boldin. But, I mean, the team I think he'll go to, you guys are going to call me stupid, but, I mean, especially because they just signed a receiver to like a big-ass contract, and I think he's going to go to the 49ers. He's going to rejoin the 49ers under a 2-year contract for $13.5 million with $8 million guaranteed. The reason why I say this is that, what's his name? Pierre Garçon's not going to do it alone. There's no way. And, do you guys really think that Curly guy is really that good and he's going to be the number 2 receiver there? Like, I really don't think that. I mean, Patton sucks. And, that Steamer guy sucks too. So, I mean, Anquan Boldin should only fit the 49ers. Last and not least, will Mario Williams sign with a team in 2017? Yes, he will. There is 5 teams I have written down that are potential candidates to sign Mario Williams. Now, Mario Williams is a little bit slower. He's not the best, but he adds a lot of depth. Let's say, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say if, hopefully this does not happen. Let's say if Joey Bosa goes out, right? And we need a backup, and Mario Williams is available in the free agency. The Chargers better fucking get him, because he can still play. Even though he's 32 fucking years old, he can still play. So hopefully we get him. Well, only if we need him. Either way, these are the teams that I think are capable of getting him. The Cowboys, the Giants, the Broncos. I'm sorry, not the Broncos. The Browns, the Colts, and the Cardinals. The Cowboys are in need of a defensive end, or defensive end / pass rusher. They have like multiple defensive ends suspended for the whole season or 4 games. So I think Mario Williams would fit really, really good in that spot, especially because of all the suspensions and all the injuries that the Cowboys have at the defensive end spot. And let's be honest, the Cowboys don't really have it. I mean, shit, they lost. I think they lost David Irving for like 4 games. They just lost what's his name? Some other guy, some important guy. So yeah, the Giants again. I think the Giants are the next guys. I think that the Giants would need him in case Jason Pierre-Paul goes down again. I think Mario Williams would be a great addition to that team. The next ones are the Browns. The Browns don't really have any good pass rushers except for Myles Garrett, and I'm only saying that because, well, I mean, Myles Garrett hasn't really shown anything yet because he's not even playing the NFL yet. But I mean, they do got that other guy, that young guy, something Ogba, Emmanuel Ogba. He's really good too. So hopefully he ends up starting as well. But Mario Williams should be right there if the Browns should get him. Next guy is the Colts. I think the Colts are in need of a defensive end. They do have Henry Anderson, and they do have Jabal Sheard. But what a lot of people are saying is they're saying supposedly they don't have enough confidence in Henry Anderson because of his injuries and stuff like that. So it's only fitting for the Colts to be looking for another player. I mean, they already got the defensive tackle spot done because they signed Brandon Hankins or whatever his name was. So I think the addition of Mario Williams would be excellent for the Colts. Yes, he's old, but the man can still play. So, yeah. Last but not least, the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals would really, really appreciate the help from Mario Williams, especially because they lost Calais Campbell during the offseason. I mean, they do got that Nick Kimdichie guy that they drafted last season, but let's be for real. The guy's a joke. He didn't really do anything. He was injured for like 6-7 games last season. All time will tell, guys. I mean, I feel like Mario Williams deserves to be in a team next year, whether it's the Cowboys, the Giants, the Browns, the Colts, or the Cardinals, or any other team that might want him. I really hope he does well because I mean it's never too late to get your career going. So, yeah, guys. Thank you for watching and stay classy.